So women actually love short guys, but only a select few. And I actually happen to be one of those guys. So I'm only 5'6", and my dating life actually used to be non-existent. But once I worked on myself, I worked on self-improvement, dialed in my looks, dialed in my physique, started hustling hard at work, making good money, improved my social skills, just becoming a more well-rounded person. My dating life actually drastically improved, right? Because when you're short, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of an uphill battle, but if you dial in everything else that's in your control, it makes up for this one flaw and you actually become really desirable and you actually stand out more than the tall guys, right? Because if you're just tall, that's not gonna save you. If you smell bad, if you have poor social skills, you look like your mom dressed you, or you're just not making good money, your height's not going to save you. Yeah, it might get you noticed easier, but once you open your mouth or she learns more about who you are, you might struggle to retain the girl. In fact, one of the guys I coach, he's 6'4", 6'4". He's jacked, right? But his dating life before working with me was literally non-existent. This guy had gone on one date in the past 5 years or something like that. It was ridiculous. But on paper, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's 6'4", he's jacked, he's handsome. Girls should just be falling in his lap. And that's probably what you've been led to believe based off all these looks maxing videos, all these cringy black pill videos. You're terminally online, dude. That's not how it works. Just go outside and you'll see very quickly that there's other guys just like me, with beautiful women. But anyways, after working with me, obviously I said he was jacked, but he was at a higher body fat percentage. He's 22, 23% body fat. So we had him do a cut so he could lean out, and that would so his facial features would be more defined, his physique was leaner. And then we worked on his style, and I told him what haircut to get, all that. That way he could actually improve his self-image. And once we dialed that in, he started going out more, and girls were just approaching him. Girls are straight up approaching him, and he's gotten some girls' numbers, and he hasn't even had to take them on dates. They just straight up invite him to their place, right? Date one, right? So that just goes to show, being tall doesn't necessarily save you. Obviously, he has that factor going for him, which is an advantage. But before he dialed everything else in, his dating life was non-existent. Now it's kind of, going on autopilot like it is for me, right? My dating life, before I worked on myself, it was I couldn't even attract girls. And the ones I did attract, I wasn't even attracted to. They were fat, they weren't attractive. I was actually better looking than they were. And if you know anything about my background, I wasn't very handsome back then like I am now, right? I was actually pretty gross looking. And I was so desperate to have women in my life. I wanted to feel desirable. I would still try and, go out with these girls, but they still wouldn't even give me the time of day. They would take 5 hours to text me back. Just wasn't good. But like I said, once I dialed everything else in, women just started, coming to me. I get approached here and there. Girls are always checking me out. I can go on a dating app, get dozens of matches with girls that I'm actually attracted to, the girls that are actually my type. And a lot of them message me first. I get girls following me on Instagram all the time. And like I said, I'm only 5'6". I'm telling you, bro, it's not your height. But the reason I'm making this video is because I posted a video on YouTube the other day, how short men can build an abundant dating life. And as you can imagine, that definitely sparked some controversy in the comments, because height can be kind of a sensitive topic. It shouldn't be, because like I said, when you work on everything else, it's a breeze. But normally I wouldn't make a video based off someone's comment, but this comment, I have to make a video on it because it's crazy. So this guy, he comments on the video. How did you learn social skills? I'm your height, late 20s, working on fitness, but not quite there yet. I make more money than you do and well-dressed, but no woman has ever swiped right on me on a dating app. I'm just ugly and short, and I feel like none of it matters. I will never be able to date women I find attractive. Everyone I know is getting married to women they met on Hinge. Once I started my corporate lawyer job, I thought dating would become possible, but I was wrong. The Venn diagram of women looking for lawyers and ones looking for tall men is a circle. We have a lot to unpack here. Brother, if you're watching this video, I'm going to make your life a whole lot easier, but you just need to put your ego to the side and listen to everything I tell you, because I'm telling you, bro, I've been in your shoes. It's not your height. And there's just a couple things we need to fix as far as like your mindset goes and a couple other things, because I can already tell you this, your mind's not in the right place, and that itself makes you extremely unattractive. Now, obviously, when it comes to a dating app, it's all looks based, right? She doesn't know anything about your mindset or personality. But when you meet these girls face to face, whether you actually do go out with a girl you matched on a dating app, or you approach a girl, or you're just speaking to one face to face, wherever, they definitely pick up on who you really are as a person, and that actually dictates whether she's attractive to you or not. It doesn't matter how handsome you are, how big your muscles are, how lean you are, how tall you are. If you don't have a good personality, you're never going to be able to retain the girl. Because I'll tell you, when I actually dialed in, my looks and everything, I was really handsome. Like I said, I was getting a lot of choosing signals, going on a lot of dates, but I could never retain any of these girls because I didn't work on my personality. Like I didn't have, I was just like socially awkward. I didn't have much of a character to me. Like I wasn't very charismatic, socially awkward, wasn't very funny. And I just kind of came across as like needy and desperate, which are all just very unattractive traits. But then once I like actually dialed everything else in, girls actually became like really, really attracted to me. Like obviously they are attracted on the front end, but then once I took them out, that was another story. But now it's like when I go out with girls, they just fall into my masculine frame and they let me take the lead, and they get all giddy and excited and they love being around me. It's because I've worked on my personality. I've worked on my social skills. So that's the first thing we need to talk about is your social skills, right? Because it doesn't matter how handsome you are, how tall you are, whatever. That's not going to save you. That only gets your foot in the door. That only gets you noticed easier. But social skills. So the best advice I can give you for increasing your social skills is you need to expose yourself to more social situations. That's what I did. So when you're out in public, if you're out at the gym, you said you work out, start talking to people in the gym, make buddies at the gym. I always make it a habit to talk to people at the gym. Girls too. This is a great place to talk to girls. But just talk to people, like fist bump people, be like, hey man, I see you working hard. You're going good. Like, keep it up, man. Like, you don't have to like have like a full blown conversation. Just as you're walking past someone, fist bump them, bro. I do that all the time. And that can literally make someone's day. Like, you can literally make someone's day by doing little things like that. And, as you do that periodically, eventually you actually will develop relationships with these people because they'll stop you. Sometimes you'll stop them and you'll start having more conversations. Maybe you guys start working out together. Maybe you guys just shoot the shit with each other at the gym. Like, you never know where this can go. Another thing you can do to increase your social skills. So you said you're a lawyer. Personally, what I did, and I see this actually being applicable to you, I work in sales. So sales really, really increased my social skills. Like, as you can see, I'm very articulate. I'm very well spoken into the camera. And that's because I work a sales job. So I do a lot of cold calls. I go on a lot of appointments. I do a lot of sales calls, right? So I'm constantly talking to people, but I also had to master persuasion, influence, so people would actually listen to me, right? So I've read a lot of books on persuasion. Let me find a few. Here's one that's really, really good. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. This is like essential. And honestly, you said you're a lawyer. Like, this book will change your life. Chris Voss, FBI negotiator. Like, he literally negotiated in like terrorist hostage situations. So I think he knows a thing or two about speaking. Another book you could read is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, this book is like the most bottom of the barrel, like basic social skills advice. But, some people like you aren't the most socially adept. So I think this book is mainly common sense, but a lot of people love it, so I would consider reading this book. And it's only going to make you better at your job, right? Don't just do this for women. Do this for yourself. It's going to make you better in social situations with friends, going out. And it's also going to make you better at your job, which in return is going to make you more money, right? Being a lawyer, it's all about communication, persuasion, influence. These are things you need to master. Watch YouTube videos on it. But yeah, that's how I increased my social skills, was learning sales, working sales, and getting the repetitions in, right? So it's all about volume. Don't overthink what you're going to say, because that's what's preventing you from actually being socially competent, right? Me, I don't have a script for this YouTube video. I'm just talking into the camera, right? The things just naturally come to mind, right? When you're talking with your boys, like, you don't think about what you're going to say. You just say it, right? So don't overthink like, what do I say to her? What do I do that? Like just the moment you see a beautiful girl, walk up to her, introduce yourself, talk to her, make an observation. She'll carry the conversation too. Like it's not just totally up to you. In fact, one of the best social skills I can give you is to let people talk more than you do. That's how you make people like you, right? When I go on a date, I make sure the girl does 70% of the talking. Like if you're on a date with a girl and she doesn't say something like, man, I feel like I've talked about myself the whole time. I don't even really feel like I know you. That's how you know you're doing it right. People like you more when they talk about themselves. So just get people talking about themselves. Ask questions based off those questions. But definitely read that book, Never Split the Difference. That definitely changed the game for me. That really got me good at sales and just better at speaking. But then also, I film YouTube videos and Instagram Reels, so that helps too, obviously. So, maybe make a social media page for your lawyer stuff, right? Practice talking to the camera, or even just for your own self, just practice talking to the camera 10 minutes a day. That will go, that'll take you very, very far. Now, let me read this comment a little more, because there's some things I need to talk about. So fitness, I don't know how long you've been working out for. I got a lot of videos on my page on how to build an aesthetic body, what kind of workouts to do, what kind of exercises. So definitely check those videos out, because for the longest time with my fitness journey, like I made no fucking results, bro. And here's the thing, as a short guy, we have an advantage. So since we're short, we can pack on less muscle, but we end up looking way more jacked than we actually are because we just carry it better. So you have this advantage to you. You have this advantage to you that you're going to look way more jacked than you actually are. So watch a couple of my YouTube videos on working out. I'll link a couple in the description of this video and you can just watch them, take notes, and then apply what I taught you. But it'll definitely take your physique to the next level. Let's see. What else did you say? Swiped right on dating apps. So, okay, dating apps. So I told you I get dozens and dozens of matches on dating apps. So here's what's key with dating apps. And by the way, on my Hinge, I have 5'7" in my bio. 5'7". I'm 5'6", but with shoes on, I'm 5'7". So put whatever your height is in shoes just to give you that extra advantage. But even if I was 5'6", it still wouldn't matter. Like I'd still be cleaning up on these apps. Pictures are everything. I honestly should make a guide on how to set up a dating app profile. But the key with dating apps is you want very high quality professional photos, and you don't have to go to a photographer. You can, and that probably will help. But just whenever you're out doing things, dress nice. Dress nice. Like wear cool outfits. Don't look like your mom dressed you. Don't wear like fucking graphic tees. Don't wear all these baggy clothes. Like look put together. Dress like a man and take photos. Look up a few guys on YouTube. Austin Dunham, bro. He has some good videos on how to like take photos. Defund Simping. He has some good photos on some good videos on how to take photos. Just watch a couple of their videos and they'll literally tell you how to like take good photos for your dating apps. That's what I did. And then just practice that. You're not going to be good at it right away, but just learn what poses work well for you. Wear cool outfits, be in cool backgrounds, and you'll have a much better dating life. Like I literally get so many matches, more than I know what to do with. And it doesn't matter that I'm short. Like it's all in the photos, bro. And a pro tip I can give you. So I don't know how good your physique is, but if you have the physique, like if you have abs, you need a shirtless photo on there. Hinge, I wouldn't recommend making it your cover photo because it's more like relationship based. Make it like the second photo. But if you're on like Tinder or Bumble or Facebook dating, make it your cover photo. Absolutely make it your cover photo. You will get 10 times the amount of matches. If you know anything about dating apps, here's how girls use dating apps, right? So there's a statistic that shows girls only swipe right on the same 20% of guys on dating apps. The rest of the 80% literally get like swipe no on. So I'm literally in the upper echelon, can't speak. I'm in the upper bracket, okay? I'm in the upper bracket. I think I know what I'm talking about. This is how girls use dating apps, right? They just swipe no on everyone. They're like, nope, 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 nope. And then they see a guy that they think is decently handsome. And they'll scroll on their profile, and then they're like, he's handsome. Nope. They swipe no. And then they keep scrolling, no, 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 no. And then they see a guy with like an aesthetic body, like the V-taper aesthetic. And then they're like, whoa, it like catches them off guard. And then they start scrolling through the profile and they swipe right. the physique, it just grabs their attention, and it's biological and it's psychological. It's what they're attracted to. But obviously on Hinge, I said don't make that your cover photo, and just simply having photos where you look professional, where you just are displaying all of your strengths and qualities. You can display your physique without being shirtless, like wearing nice fitting clothes. It'll stop their attention and it'll stop the scroll, and they'll actually like go through your profile and swipe right. But that's what you're going for. But yeah, get good photos. Let's read this comment a little more. Okay, one thing I want to break down. Once I started my corporate lawyer job, I thought dating would become possible. I was wrong. Bro, so many of these self-improvement gurus will lie to you and say, oh, once you get your money right, once you get the high-paying career, women are just going to come to you. That's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. Like, does it help? Yeah. But if you don't have the social skills, if you're not attractive, like, I don't know what you look like. I'm assuming you're not very attractive considering you made this comment on my page. Because if you were attractive, like, you wouldn't need my help. Like, girls would just naturally be coming to you. But, like, bro, your money's not going to save you. And if you attract girls because you have money, like, they're taking advantage of you. They're gold diggers. Like, they're just using you, and you look like a cornball. Like, money won't save you. It only helps you, right? Because obviously you can take her out to do nicer things, yada, yada, yada. It makes you perceived as higher status. But just having money alone, like, it's not good enough. Like, you need to become as well-rounded as possible. It's not about just being good at one thing. It's not about just having the looks, just having the height, just having the physique, just having the money. It's about having all of it. All of it. Master everything that's in your control to make up for this one flaw that's outside of your control, right? Because, dude, I told you, I'm 5'6", and I'm helping guys who are 6'3", 6'4" with their dating life, right? Their height's not saving them, dude. Their height's not saving them. Like, you need to be as well-rounded as possible. If you're tall and you are handsome and well-spoken, yeah, you're going to have a better time dating. But if you're smelly, like, it doesn't matter that you're tall, right? Same thing as you're 5'6". Now, if you're 5'6", you got this huge disadvantage of being short. I'm not going to lie to you, but when you work on everything else, I'll argue that you stand out more than the tall guy, right? I mean, I told you, I get literally like 50 matches a week on dating apps. That's unheard of for most guys. Most guys will never experience that. And I have 5'7" in my bio. Like, I'm telling you, dude, it's not the height. It's everything else. You need to work on becoming as well-rounded as possible. Literally make it impossible for her to reject you. And you do that by mastering everything else. I'm telling you, dude, like, I've been in your shoes. I know what I'm talking about. Watch a couple of my YouTube videos, or if you even want, my one-on-one help, I do offer coaching for guys like you that are looking to maximize their self-image so they can attract the girls that they actually want in their life, or just feel more confident on a day-to-day basis. I help guys master their self-image by getting in shape, working on their style, getting the right haircut, skincare routine, just everything they can to be more attractive, but also, the personality traits and the social skills that come with that. Because like I said, that's a big part of it, being socially competent. You need to have good social skills. You need to have good body language. And I teach all that in my course and my coaching. And if that's something you're interested in doing, you can just book a call with me, top link in the description of this video. We can hop on a call, see if you're a good fit for the program, and see how I can help you. And that goes for anyone watching this video. Like, if you guys are wanting to, work with someone so you know exactly what to do, you don't have to guess and spin your wheels, wasting your time, thinking you're doing everything right when you're not, book a call with me. We can work one-on-one together. If not, go through my videos. I'll link a few in the description of this video that will put you on the right path. But in the meantime, consider working with a mentor. I'll help you out. I'll get you looking right in the next 3 to 6 months, as long as you do everything I say to do. But other than that, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.